Hello, it's just a test to check if everything looks fine. As usual, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello everyone, please let me know if you can hear me, if you can see my screen, and we will begin. Okay, thank you for the answer. So let's get started. My name is Alexander. Thank you, Mark. My name is Alexander. I'm Stripo support manager. A couple of words about our company. Our company registered. Okay, thank you. Our company registered in the USA, but the whole our team located in Ukraine. We constantly improve our editor and would like to add all the necessary features to expand our functionality. So if you have any suggestions, please let us know. Please write to us via this chat or by email. I will add the email to this chat. support@stripo.email. So please let us know if you have any suggestions. We will consider them and we'll try to implement new features in our future releases. Today, I would like to show you how you can use external code in Stripo editor and how you can adapt it. So let's begin. Today we will use this source, really good emails. So if you're interested, I also will add it to the chat. And from the side, I will use this email. Also, in the process of the today webinar, the member of our team, Anna, will be helping me and will answer your questions. So please write in this chat if you have any questions, and we will try to answer them. So let's press View Code button and copy paste the code of this email into Stripo editor. So how we can do it? We can create a new email template and we can use my HTML code. So this template will be entirely empty, and we will be able to put here, just paste here the code. So as you can see, most of our tools are inaccessible for this code, and here you can see suggestions to adapt this email template to make the work of our tools possible. So if you will take a look at the structures, blocks, and some other elements, we will see that most of them are not working at the moment. And today we will try to change it. First of all, I would like to say that I can say that I checked all possible email templates, of course, and that I have done a big investigation, but I checked a number of email templates, and all of them have different structures. So different services and different designers use different approaches for email creation. So if you're going to use external code into Stripo, in most cases, you won't be able to fully adapt this code, because this code have its own classes, styles that can overlap our classes and styles. These classes and styles may conflict. So the best way to create an email template in Stripo is create email template from scratch. For example, you can choose empty template and make up your design via our internal tools, just like that. But if you still would like to adapt external code, let's go on. So you can open any email template from our prepared templates or just these empty templates to see the structures of our emails. So at the top of Stripo hierarchy, located blocks. So images, text, buttons, social medias, video, and other blocks. These blocks are added to containers. You can see the code, the classes for blocks and for containers here. As the containers added to structures, and structures have been put into stripes. So you also can see this element. So today we will try to in general add these classes to this code, and let's see what we will get. So let's begin from text block. So I just opened a code editor, and as you can see, here is the class that's responsible for the work of the text block. So I'm going to add this block to the code of this email template. For that, I should find all the text elements. So let's find them. We can find it here, and we'll just try to add this block. So as you can see, at the moment you have access to this block, and some R tools are working for this text element, but there is another issue. So for example, in our editor we have technical area at the top that allows see the content of the email at the top of it in a case if we open this top settings panel. This template doesn't have it, so we can see the element itself. We can see just settings panel, and to avoid it we also can try to use one of our classes. I think this one. So we can just also try to copy paste it at the corresponding place. Let's try to do it here. Seems it's working. So at the moment we have access to this text element, and this technical area is visible only within edit mode. So after export you won't see this area. So let's continue. Let's try to find other text elements and add as a necessary class to them. So we have FedEx updates here, and we also have here internal class for this email template. So I'm going to just add it to the current one, because if I will replace the current class, maybe it will disturb the email design, so I don't want it, and I'm going to just add a class. We are delivering one more text element, and we also have one more text element here, and a few of them below. Let's add the class to all the. So actually we can add class before a line or after a line or after styles. It doesn't matter. So let's try to do it here, and a few more times below. And here as well. And let me check. So we have it here, but we don't have it here. So I'm going to maybe repeat myself, but I think I have to say it. So even if you will fully adapt an email template to our editor, we will add all classes, we can guarantee that this code will be working fine, since this email template doesn't have the same code as we use in Stripo. So sometimes there are possible appearance of conflicts. And you also can add this class here. So as you can see, the bot element has divs below the TD tag. We don't use this approach in our email creation, so our text just added into text tag, and it also may affect email layout within our editor. So if you would like to get better result, you should also replace all text and recreate the same structure as we use here. So in stripes and structures, etc. Okay, what about images? So we don't have the same image. So at the moment, as you can see, for the image, you can just change a URL for an image and change some other elements, but most of our tools don't work. So let's add any image to an email in our internal Stripo template, and let's get this class out of this code, and let's try to add it to our email template. So I think actually we have an image here, FedEx. So let's, and we also have class for this image. Okay, and we have big image below. So we don't have the same structure for images in Stripo. To recreate the image over email widths, you should use a background image, and this way you can add an image with bigger width than a structure. By default, all structures have 600 pixels width. This email has 640 as far as I remember. So we can see it in the code here, and you also can change width of one email template in Stripo via the appearance menu. Okay, what about other images? Let's just find them this way to speed up this process. We already have the necessary class here. What about other images? So we have internal class, but we don't have Stripo class here yet. And let's continue. The same for this image. And a couple of more images. So I'm adding this class the same way as this added Stripo. So as you can see, in the center of this design placed image tag, above it A tag, and above it TD tag. So I'm using the same, so we actually have the same structure, and this is why we can adapt this element. So we have image in center, A above, and TD tag here. So we also have image here. And let's take a look. So we have work in this element. About this structure we will talk further. And I believe we pass it through this image. So let's find it. Yes, we don't have E, I believe. Okay, now we also have access to other elements. So as you can see, now we can use some Stripo tools. So we can move these images, increase the sizes or decrease the same way should work text elements. So we will able to change some preferences, add some paddings for okay, as you can see, some paddings doesn't work, so probably we have to adapt it further. And let's do it. Use the blocks text as the class is right, but let's create container. So at the moment, blocks and structures are still not accessible for using, and to make them work, we have to add other classes. So I'm going to create our container. And let's find this text. And we also have 2D tag here, so we can try to add this class to this tag, and now we have container. What it gives us now, when we have at least one container, we can add other elements to it via drag and drop. So this way we can add buttons, etc. As you can see, buttons and some elements can see strange. I think it's because of, for example, our buttons should look this way, but here it looks like just like a text with link. So I believe it's because we don't have CSS classes here, and we can just copy paste all these classes out of our prepared template. So you can use any email template. I'm using empty email template just because I think it's more convenient. And as you can see, a button look better now, and other elements should work better. So you also can move these elements. You can add images this way, etc. Okay, let's move further and let's try to create a structure. So to move to a structure from container, we can use this side navigation panel. And as you can see, structures also have their own class. So let me check if everything fine with our translation. Okay, thank you, Anna, for answering the questions. Okay, structure. So let's close CSS tab, find our element, and put stripe class here above the container. So here we have our structure, but other structures are still not accessible to us. So we can try to create a stripe. So if we will have at least one stripe, it should help us. So block, container, structure, and here we can, I think it won't be working, so we have to add the class, yes, for stripe here. And as you can see, right now we have some little conflict because our table text align at center, but not these ones, because there has been used other design and another approach for email creation. So we should align some elements manually. As for me, it's not always very convenient. Okay, so right now we have a structure, we have stripes, structure, containers and blocks, and now we're able to add structures to this email template and add to these structures our own blocks as we did previously, and also we can create other stripes via this button. At the bottom of any stripe we can create a new one, the brand new stripe, and add to it. As you can see, the width of the stripes a bit less because it's just 600 pixels, but we can increase it here. And we can change, of course, background for the stripe here. So about this element, I would like to pay your attention. So let's take a look at the code. So let's find it. And let's compare it with social media blog created in Stripo. So as you can see in our internal social media blogs, we use image, wrap it into a tag and wrap it into TD tag about, and all this design created this way in one table. But this design has been created another way. So as you can see, all these elements have been added just one by one in one TD tag. So you won't be able to adapt this code. And easiest way to recreate it, I think, will be, so of course you can remove some text, you can add extra TD tags, put them in between all these elements. It will take some time, and it's possible it will be working, but I think it will be significantly easier to create this design via our internal tools. So it requires just text block, so we can very easily copy paste the text, apply all the necessary styles, colors, sizes, etc., and we can create social media blog via this menu. So we have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. What else do we have? YouTube and Pinterest. So let's, Pinterest. Now we can just reduce the size of the left container, align, so we have less font size for this element, like this one. We have less distance between containers, and let's try to reduce distance, and via, let's say, parents, we can add them. And in case if you would like to use the same images, you can use our custom icons. I think you can even use the same links. So in a case if you would like to use your own storage for images, don't use Stripo storage, you can use it via leave as an external link option. As you can see, literally in a couple of weeks we create the same design pretty easy, pretty quickly, without using code. So I would like to pay your attention that using Stripo tools, it's much more convenient way for email creation. Just say adapt all this code. So I think this is main idea. This is my general message that I would like to say. So for the one who would like to customize and adapt own code, please use all these classes. Please add them. Please try to recreate the structure the same way as it in our email templates. And in most cases, our tools will be working for this email template, so you will have access to them. But if you would like to have full access to all these elements, be able to fully edit them, don't face further difficulties in the process of email creation, or in a case if you would like to create another email template using this design. So we would recommend to create an email design from scratch. I hope this information was useful. So please let me know if you have any questions. I will wait them. So I don't see more questions. So of course we can continue adoption of this email template, but thank you, no questions. So clear. Okay, thank you, Pyramus, for the answer. So other elements. So if we take a look at, so let's find. If we take a look at the structure of, let's say, this stripe. So in Stripo you can create this element via spacer block this way, and it's also quite easy from the point of view of our design. So we have TD tag that added into their tbody and table, but in this case I checked it previously. Have been used three TD tags, so you can't adapt this element, and it will be better and faster to create it via R2. That was great to see. Thank you. I use Stripo as a drag and drop editor, as I have very little HTML knowledge. Okay, thank you for your feedback. Yes, I think even people who have big background for email creation via HTML code often use our internal tools because it's quicker, it's faster and more convenient. So since I don't see more questions, thank you very much for your time. I'm going to wrap up our today's webinar. Please write to us if you will face any difficulties. We will try to assist you with the work of our editor. Have a good day. Bye.